Welcome to a new Counter-Strike video documentary where we're going to recap all of the ups and downs that took place at the ESEA Season 11 LAN Finals in Dallas, Texas. We had a lot of great players at the event, comprised of veteran pros and upcoming talent, all of which contributed to an overall amazing showcase of competitive Counter-Strike. It was so intense watching each team respectively, seeing the top professional players in North America all in one room to battle it out for the grand prize of $10,000. The two top contenders for 1.6, of course, were none other than Ultimax Gaming and Maximum Effort, both teams having top-tier rosters and a huge amount of hunger to come home as winners. One of the coolest parts about this rivalry is that both Steno and Paulie of the current UMX roster had previously played on a team with ESEA, who's playing for Maximum Effort. So watching previous teammates playing against each other definitely added suspense to each match. Taking a look at Max Effort, Elliot and Semphis were able to make it down all the way from Canada to join their teammates ESEA, Swag, and Nothing. Nothing has actually been an ESEA Grand Champion for 8 out of the 11 total seasons, his experience obviously helping Maximum Effort tremendously moving into the finals. And of course you can't forget Swag, who's only 15 years old. This would be his third appearance at an ESEA LAN, and he's won 2 of them thus far. Swag would actually be the #1 leader in both FPR and ADR here at the LAN playoffs. The kid just out-frags older and much more experienced players. Maximum Effort went through a series of complete sweeps and very close matches, so let's go back and look at exactly how it all went down. Both Maximum Effort and UMX had buys for the first day of the LAN, since they're both the #1 and 2 seeds. So starting us off for day 2, they faced off on Forge. Now Forge can get a little tricky. It's not usually practiced nearly as much as other maps, but Maximum Effort started off strong and really came out of the gates full force. They put up 13 rounds in a row before ending the half 14-1, and it was extremely difficult for UMX to take either of the sites. UMX got shut down early during the first gun round when Elliot decided to push up here in middle with a FAMAS. No strats could really be executed, and Elliot really forced his game onto the T's. And this kind of individual play attributes to Maximum Effort's style of play as a whole. They push up in your face and shut you down before you can even think about what move to make on the map, and that would be their goal round after round here for the first half. Elliot would continue his productive efforts here in round 9, as he was able to continuously crouch and dodge Flow 6 Glock to secure the defuse. Sean Gares would also play an important role at the A-bomb site with his AWP, singling out UMX before they could really group up and attack him altogether. So that would do it for the first half. Again, Max Effort taking it 14-1 really very easily. But again, Forge can swing either way, especially on LAN, and UMX was ready to put up a fight to try and win out. In an attempt to come back, Sobo opened up big for UMX's CT pistol round, playing that slanted box super defensively and working great with his teammate who was in the connector to kind of peek down to the site together. This round, mixed with a few anti-ecos, would set UMX up for their first big win during a full gun round, which seemed to kind of stun Maximum Effort and maybe make them feel a little bit less confident about their ability to win rounds as terrorists. During an interview with ESEA, Semphis said that one of Max Effort's biggest problems is that they'll stack up these huge leads, but would then let teams come back. Once they established a pretty substantial lead, they get careless, and they would often play too cocky, peek and then die, and just get sloppy. So from this conversion, UMX started to collect some rounds. Still, Maximum Effort only needed to scramble together 2 more rounds to win this first match, and they were able to do so, leaving the final score at 16-12. So that would do it for the first face-off between the two teams. UMX did a great job at the attempted comeback, but Max Effort set up a really strong foundation of rounds during that first half, making their job a little bit easier to advance with the win. Max Effort typically seems to come out of the gates a little bit stronger than other teams, even though UMX would be one of their biggest rivals here at the LAN. Their next matchup would be here on Nuke. Definitely a favorite choice for both teams, but UMX was pretty pissed off that all of their efforts on Forge didn't bring them a win. So they put all of their effort and newly found motivation forth here on Nuke, which would help them win a crucial pistol round here for the first half. UMX would go on to win 11 rounds in a row, really showing Max Effort that their loss on the previous map was just a fluke and they were just getting started. UMX seemed to have a pretty good hold on Nuke for the CT side. Again, Nuke is no doubt preferred by both teams, but luckily UMX started out on the easier side, so they really wanted to put up as big of a first half as Max Effort was able to put up on Forge. Moving into round 10, we saw Flowsick doing a great job getting a 3K in the ramp room, but Swag was able to immediately turn this around by scoring 3 quick frags, leaving him in a tough 1 versus 2. Swag would be able to get the bomb down, but would go down to the hands of Kiko, who did a great job of working together with his teammate to corner the remaining T. Although Max Effort would lose this round, it was kind of a sign that showed him, hey, we can turn things around in our favor. In round 12, Sean Gares would get an early pick here onto Steno, who actually did a great job of calling the 4-1 split, by the way, helping his team to take ramp room and get their first round win here in the second map. To close things off for the first half, Elliot would make a huge play on Max Effort's upper rush, winning the round and moving into the second half with some momentum. So even though T side didn't work out too hot for them, they would move right along to CT side with confidence. The second pistol round, huge here for both teams, would swing in favor of Max Effort, who was clearly hungry for the comeback. Their retaliation was strong and well fought, but Max Effort would eventually lose to UMX this map with a close 16-14. So really well fought by both teams. Max Effort would win the first map, but UMX retaliated with the win on map 2. Both of the teams were able to clearly show what they were made of, and kind of get in each other's heads. So everyone spectating had tons of excitement moving into this third map. For the third map, Max Effort would start off the first half on CT side, where Semphis would put up a monstrous pistol round, scoring 4 frags towards SA2 and Long B. Despite the strong start, UMX would employ a fantastic deagle round, changing the pace of the game and setting themselves up to win the next 6 rounds in a row. Elliott would come up big, however, breaking the losing streak, but this one round would be a rare occurrence for Max Effort win-wise, considering UMX turned things right back around in their favor to win out. For the second pistol round, Max Effort would find themselves in a 3 versus 5 situation early on, but nothing was able to get 3 frags and win the 1 versus 1. This, however, did not discourage UMX at all. Kiko was able to keep his head in the game and wins a 1 versus 3 on the first gun round, and this definitely discouraged Max Effort, who kinda as a whole had to question how on point they were today in terms of organization and peaking more passively and with teammates. All in all, Day 2 of the ESEA LAN was all about UMX. After losing the first map to Maximum Effort, UMX was motivated and confident enough to win out their matches and send Maximum Effort to the lower bracket. Max Effort really couldn't find their groove for the first day of play, and no one expected to see the #1 seed and arguably the #1 team in North America to fall down to the lower bracket in the first day of the playoffs. Moving into Day 3, they would have to muster up the courage to play their normal, aggressive play style and put Day 2 behind them if they had any shot at winning the title.